It says we're live. The little red dot in the corner has come up. Woo, woo, woo.
I don't know what this energy is, but I like it.
Oh man, it's a slightly tired energy, but at the same time, it's a kind of excited energy.
Yep.
And my husband just turned on The Mandalorian, so we've got The Mandalorian.
Of course, what a way to celebrate.
It's Star Wars Day, so of course you have to have The Mandalorian playing in the background. Well, hello everybody. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you and all that jazz. So the way that today is going to work. Oh, I have a little button. Hold on a second. Wait. Ah.
Hi.
So this stream is a little bit different than I think I normally do on my channel. This one is just sort of a straight up chat stream. And so we're just basically going to talk about Star Wars today because your girl may or may not be slightly obsessed. And she has looped her wonderful and gracious friends into it
right now.
This is one of them. The other two will be popping in later. But Bree, would you like to you can just do a quick intro if you want. I mean, I'm sure most people already know you, but
probably. But
so
hi,
it's lovely to have you.
Yes, I'm Bree Buonomo. I do AuthorTube and BookTube videos here on YouTube. I have a Bookstagram / Writergram, and I know Maddie was so graciously putting my stuff down below. So if you don't know me and you want to check me out, I would love you to join my dark side over on YouTube, which is really not that dark at all. I think I'm way too bubbly for that. But today.
You're so nice. Like, but you know, though, I can see you being on the dark side.
Oh, I told one of my clients to shut up today, so.
Oh. Bree's full-blown Sith, y'all.
Yeah, like, they literally, like, it's just so funny when I do stuff. And, like, obviously it's not, like, the worst insult, but I was literally like, you shut up and you ignore them. And they just looked at me and they're like, she's serious.
That's the inner dark side coming out.
I have my Death Star necklace on, my Darth Vader earrings, and I have my like makeup like a galaxy themed.
Oh, I love it. I love that so much. I'm just sitting here wearing my Ben Solo sweater. So I was gonna do my hair in like the buns, the 3
I did that for my stream last week, and then I'm like, I only got the 1 bun today.
Yeah, I just did like a tiny little one, but I was like, I'm too tired to put in that much effort.
Yeah, so I get that.
I'm not happy with my hair today.
I was gonna say, so I figured, I don't know, I'm not gonna take over your stream, but I just figured like something Star Wars related instead of doing my normal, like, because we're not working on anything today. So my fact is that my entire family grew up watching Star Wars for like since I was born, and I refused to watch it. I just thought it was the stupidest thing ever. So I've only been a Star Wars fan since 2013 when my husband finally made me watch all of them, and I love them. I knew I would. I just was like so anti against like time with my family. I'm like, me, my emo days. I'm like, no, I can't be with you guys.
That is so funny because I was literally born and raised on Star Wars. My dad, actually, one of my very earliest memories was from when we were living in Arizona. I was probably like 3 at the time. And my dad decided that he was going to show us The Empire Strikes Back. And in the first like 10 minutes, I ran out of the room screaming because the Wampa scared the living daylights out of me. Like, I vividly remember screaming and running out of the room. And for the following like 10 or 15 years, I could not watch that opening.
Oh my God.
It freaked me out so
what
bad.
A time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's one of my earliest memories of Star Wars. So it's always been a part of my life. It's always been there.
That's right. It took on a whole new level when I met my husband, because at that point in my life, like in college, I just fully embraced my nerd self. Like, I was always a nerd, but I was like hardcore. Like, I'm gonna go to Comic-Cons. I'm gonna go to conventions and dress up. Like, I just embraced that life. So then like my family is much more casual. Like, they're Star Wars fans, but they're casual. So now I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It is funny though, because my dad is very I don't want to say religious when it comes to the original trilogy, but he's very, those are, I mean, and they are great movies, but he's like, those are the pinnacle of Star Wars, and nothing will have surpassed those, and which is true. But he's so funny because I remember he was so excited when they announced that they were releasing the original trilogy on DVD.
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal.
Yeah, growing up, we only had the VHSs. And so my dad was so excited. He, like, as soon as it hit the shelves, my dad was at the store. He bought the original trilogy, and he's like, all right, we're going to watch this. And we put it in, and, like, you know, a few minutes into episode 4, there's all this new CGI stuff, and my dad just goes, what the heck is this crap?
Yeah.
So now he has the DVDs, but he just fast forwards through all the things that George.
Oh my God. Your dad.
My dad is so funny. Oh, and Salem is here. Hello.
Hi, Salem.
My little dark side kitty is joining us today. Oh, there's the other question, I guess, that I did not write. I have like a bunch of like little questions that I'm going to throw up in a little bit. Not like that.
We're not going to really throw up, guys.
No, thank you. But I guess I can go ahead and ask this question. I'm making it right now. Hello, Salem, child. All right, so here's a fun question. Are you light side or dark side?
Okay, so I know this isn't the question. I mean, if it's just between those two, I would be light side. I love the concept of the dark side, but I'm not evil. I know I'm not. Like, even in like a fictional world, like my personality is way too mellow and like do good. I mean, I'm a therapist. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm one of those people. I call it what you will, you know, what's it called? Denial or whatever. But I'm one of those people who believes that, like, just because you are dark side does not necessarily make you evil. You know?
No, I agree.
You tap into, because the dark side focuses on stronger emotions, whereas the light side is, or at least, you know, about being detached from emotions, like strong emotions like love, hate, things like that. Yeah. But just because you like really love something or really hate something doesn't mean you're going to do something evil about it. You know, you can still tap into those emotions and be dark side, but not like be
See, the only thing that I would say about that then is because like my true answer, I think I would be gray.
Yeah, I would too.
Because and again, just looking at like the Star Wars like lore and everything like that, I mean, typically dark side is usually related to like more like you said, maybe not like evil, but it's like the way you go about it, like the disregard for human life, like the way that you're like, this is how it is, you know, like I don't care like what I have to steamroll to get my way. And so like, and that's how I feel like the dark side is associated, whereas the light side is like that morally good, you know, lawful good kind of character where it's like, we got to do it this way and we have to think about the whole picture. And so I do feel like I would probably be more gray than anything, because I always, like, even in my own life, like I try to see both sides of things. And usually I always land in the middle, because I'm like, well, like you're a little bit right and you're a little bit right. So how do we make this work together?
Yeah, I don't know. I would say I'm about the same. I'm 50% dark side apparently.
Yeah, seriously.
But the fact that the thing said 50% dark side versus 50% light side kind of makes me think that I lean a little bit more towards the dark. But hey, it's fun. You get cooler lightsabers over there.
You do. Yeah, unless you're like Mace Windu and you have purple.
That is true. That is true. Then that's pretty sweet. Hello, Salem. So I saw that Diane is here. Hello, and Yaza's here. Sorry, my cat is climbing on things.
Oh my God! Wait, is his duck R2D2?
Wait, what? Is the duck R2? Oh, it does kind of look like R2.
I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it works for today.
It does. Yes, I love it. One of my favorite streams was the Halloween stream where Maddie wore a brown top and Anna wore a white top with duct tape. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, that was my my discount Ray costume, and then Autumn dressed up as discount Padme, and she literally just had like a white shirt, but she had like Leia buns. So she had a white shirt, and then she just put duct tape around her arm and was like, "Look, I'm Padme."
Oh my God,
it was great.
That is too funny.
Hello, Salem. What do you want, child?
I want to bother you, of course.
Clearly.
Still on his dark side.
Yeah, I know, right? Diana says, I saw Star Wars over 30 times this summer when it was originally released. Back then, we could buy tickets for the matinee and stay all day as long as we didn't theater hop. That's such a sweet deal.
That is really cool.
That is really cool. Diana, I'm jealous. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can't really do that these days.
No.
Which I get it too. I mean, especially now with COVID, like you can't really do that because like the theaters are already hurting. But yeah it's such a different culture now with movies.
Yeah, but that's really cool though.
That's a good memory.
Yeah, that's like me and the first Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, I didn't get to stay in the theater all day, but it was like every weekend we were going to see pirates.
Oh my gosh, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I went so many times. This little blonde.
I don't know what she wants.
Oh my god, she's so cute though.
I don't know what she's doing. She's adorable, but I don't know what's happening over here. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, I don't know. The first Lord of the Rings movie I saw was Return of the King, and I think we only ended up seeing that once.
I'm pretty sure I saw that one twice. I saw Two Towers like 4 or 5 times. And it was a big deal because when I saw them, I mean, movies weren't cheap at that point because that was in the 2000s. So I remember my uncle's a person, at least he used to be, but like he would go back to movies by himself all the time. He would just keep going and going, and which was great because, you know, you're supporting the people who like made the movie, the actors, all that kind of stuff. So like we just kept going every weekend.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It's my favorite Lord of the Rings movie, but we're not talking about Lord of the Rings today.
It's okay. That's actually for December because Fellowship of the Ring turns 20 this year, y'all. That was 20 years ago when Fellowship came out. So keep an eye out for December.
We'll definitely do that. I'm actually the first weekend of June. I'm doing with my one friend our annual Lord of the Rings marathon weekend. So I'm going to visit her. And we're going to watch it. But that's awesome to know that the first one is 20 this year. So then we're kind of like celebrating it.
Yep. No, we're having a full Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring chat, just like we're doing for Star Wars today. And Diana says she's light side, sort of. Can we just all be like gray, like in the gray?
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that. I mean, that was the whole point of this guy. So that's a thing for another day, though. We could have a whole stream just dedicated to, well, I could at least, dedicated to the handling of Ben Solo's character.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're a little bit different in some opinions, but like they could have handled the entire series better in the end. Like there's so many things that they tried to set up and they tried to do and it's all messed up.
It's because J.J. Abrams won't stop with his stupid mystery boxes.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we don't need a mystery box. We want a conclusion, not a mystery.
Yeah. Well, and I think the problem is that like the first movie of the trilogy played so heavily on nostalgia instead of building up its own story. Because, you know, like I saw someone describe it that like the original trilogy was so solid, but the nice thing that the prequels did was that they did use some like little things that like people loved about the 1970s movies, but it still stood on its own. It was a very different story and a very different take on it. So then The Force Awakens was very much just like a carbon copy of A New Hope and just played on nostalgia. So then when the second movie came out and tried to undo it, it would have been fine, but you already set up that first movie. So then when the third movie came out, now it was just a train wreck where there was like no hope for anything to be saved. So we went from A New Hope to no hope. Like
we really did though. But see, and then here's the other thing where Bree and I differ all the time is that Bree does not like The Last Jedi. You I wouldn't say you hate that movie, but you're not a fan of it. I mean, you could say you hate it if you want. Everyone does.
Yeah. I could appreciate some things, but there's too much character death. Like, and it. So I guess the thing that sums it up is that I don't think Rian Johnson understood the characters of Star Wars enough to make the movie work for me.
I think, and here's where I will put my I guess, opinion in is I loved The Last Jedi. I actually think The Last Jedi was my favorite, if not the best, of the sequel trilogy. It is my second favorite Star Wars movie of all time, which is funny because there's only like, what, 10, 11? Anyway, but
that's a question because I can't wait for that answer.
I loved The Last Jedi, but I will agree with you, Bree, that the characters that he wanted to promote, the characters that he wanted to write were Rey, Ben Solo, and Luke Skywalker. That's the dynamic that he wanted to do.
And if he kept just that, if that was the throughout, that would have been perfect. But because that's what the problem is they try to put too many characters and follow too many arcs. And like, that's not the essence of Star Wars. The essence of Star Wars is you have like the Skywalker family. So like you follow Luke and Leia, and then you follow Anakin and Obi-Wan. And then like you should have followed Ben.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like that should have been a thing, and you should have followed Ben and Luke, because then Luke would have been like a whole factor for all of these movies.
Yeah,
essentially.
But the thing is, though, and I know that a lot of people like aren't too happy with this edition, but I love Rose. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I love Rose Tico. I think Rose Tico is a sweet, sweet cinnamon roll, and I just think she's adorable, and I love her. But I do think that I would have liked to have seen her in a different subplot, you know? Like,
I feel like she should have been a different movie. Like she should have been like a Rogue One or
Can we get a Tico movie?
Yes, because honestly, because like the thing is like all the characters in themselves aren't bad, but you didn't focus on any of them, and then you threw away their like character arcs, and you threw away everything that they could have been because you had no direction.
To be fair, though, The Last Jedi did give us a really good scene between Luke and Leia that never ceases to make me cry now.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Yeah, but yeah, like, see, the thing is too, like with like the whole like his like death. Like I just feel like that's it. It just like you. Okay, so I'm like obviously spoilers with that. I don't even care because this is a Star Wars movie.
Wait. I have a thing.
Yeah. Okay. So Disney has the capability of making good things because they gave us that epic like lightsaber thing with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian, and you cannot tell me that you couldn't have done something like that for him in the movie series, because this was like his movie series, and essentially, so like you literally made it like he just faded into oblivion, like like it was such a like there's no character progress. Like you deprogressed him through that by like having him build up to be this master Jedi one day, and then you just sat by and like you didn't even have a lightsaber battle, but yet you're still the best and the only Jedi. You know what I mean? Like I can't.
Well, the funny thing about that too, though, is that The Force Awakens is the one that sets up the whole Luke has run off after the things that happened at the temple with Ben and everything. Like that's sort of like that set up in The Force Awakens. And it's funny to me, though, that Rise of Skywalker treats it like it was Rian Johnson's idea to put him on that island and have him run away from everything. And I'm like, okay, I get that there was some frustration with Luke's character. Like, that I understand. I could sit here and justify it all day, but I'm not going to, because then that'll take the full 2 hours. But it's just funny to me that The Rise of Skywalker spent so much time trying to undo what The Last Jedi did without realizing that what The Last Jedi did was just build off what you were setting up in Force Awakens. So it's like JJ, this is your own movie. Like you are undoing your own movie.
Yeah, no, that's more frustrations. But no, absolutely. I'm like, what was the point of anything? But no, that's exactly how I felt too, because like I would have been fine with it. I just wish like it was like done differently, that was truer to his character. Because like if you had set up that he was so afraid that Ben was going to turn out dark, like I can never imagine him ever trying to kill his nephew, but I can imagine him thinking he was a failure. And by him being a failure, he stopped being a Jedi Master.
Luke did at one point try to kill Darth Vader out of fear. So it is not out of the boundaries of his character. I will say,
but age-wise, think about it that way.
age-wise, yes. That's
because like he grew, and I mean, and he kind of, yes, like that was like, I would argue, and this obviously this is my opinion, but like I would argue that like, yes, when he was young and thinking that was the only way he can help someone, that could be what he would choose, right? And sometimes like that's why I think like the light side, dark side is not as black and white, because sometimes if you like, if you're trying to kill, I mean, if the only thing is that you really have to stop someone by killing them, like, you know, in a fantasy world, sometimes that is. It doesn't make you necessarily a bad person, but it made you have a bad choice or a tough choice. But I think for him, like having been in that experience once before, he would want to do better next time. So when he has that same fear that he had when he was meeting his father, it would say to him, like, I can't do this again. And he would leave. Like
wouldn't have been so interesting if that had been the case.
Right?
Like if that, oh my gosh, like, you know, maybe Ben Solo's last word wouldn't have been ow then.
But like, and then it could, that's what I mean. Like, so if it just focused on them two, like Luke and Ben, like think of how much that dynamic would have been of like him, like Luke trying to like get over the fact that he thought about killing his nephew. Ben trying to cope with the fact that his mentor left him. And like he felt like maybe he only had to turn to the dark side. And this was his story about coming back to be gray.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
oh my God.
I'm getting like worked up now.
Although I do have to say, can I tell you something that really, really depresses me? After The Rise of Skywalker came out, broke everybody's hearts, mine at least. They released.
I mean, trust me, I cried. I was rooting for them, even though the movie made me mad in general.
Yeah, I was so sad with how they did that. I'm like, why would you have them be part of one soul if you're just gonna end it that way?
Yeah.
Anyway, but then the thing that made it worse was Disney decided that they were going to commission this like 4 or 5 issue comic series about Ben's turn to the dark side. He did nothing at the temple that night. He wasn't, I don't even think he was there. He got there after everyone had already been killed. Okay. And they blamed him for it. Like the people who
love a cop out.
The people who survived blamed him for it. And so that's why everybody thinks, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
like you are just adding to the pile of misery for this character. Can you stop?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. Hi, Salem. What are you trying to do?
Arya's just, I opened the window, so she's like, yes, I'm sitting in the window. You can't see her outside, but
I just looked over and Salem's like leaning off of the desk going,
help me, mother.
What is this child? He is so strange. I don't know what's going on over here. But I saw Yaza would say that no one would disagree if he said he was light side. Yaza, I think you would be. I think you would surprise us. Because the Jedi can have a sense of humor. You know? So I would say that you could be light side. And yes, it is R2. Oh, I love that. R2.
I love that. That's talent, because I can't do that. I don't know if you like did it out of memory, because that's impressive.
That's awesome. And then Dr. Sprinkle is here. Hi, Dr. Sprinkle. And happy Star Wars Day to you as well. I love this day just because I love Star Wars. And here, I'll take the spoilers thing down. I think we're
going into another rant.
I'm going to totally go into another rant. Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, honestly, though, like, I just feel like they just did everyone an injustice on that film series. Like, the characters should have had more.
Well, on the last one, they just sort of did everyone dirty. Like, they sidelined Rose. They sort of reverted Finn back to just being, like, the puppy companion, which I'm like, that's not, no. Like,
and then like and the thing that like it with, I think it was The Last Jedi, right, when they did the whole like cantina thing with Rose. Like I didn't, okay, so like that alone, I didn't hate that, but it just felt so out of place in the rest of the movie, where I'm like, I mean, I know you're trying to like put them, like give them a plot, but why couldn't you just have made a different movie? Like
well, the thing that I did actually appreciate about The Last Jedi, like what Rian Johnson was trying to do is he was trying to give Finn a story that didn't revolve around Rey.
Yeah.
You know, which it was like, yeah, and Finn should have his own story because Finn, I like Finn. I was like, as soon as Finn walked into the picture in The Force Awakens, I was like, yes, I like this guy. Let's go.
Yeah.
And they were really setting it up where Finn could be a Jedi. You know, like that's what they were sort of hinting at. And yeah, so it just makes me so sad that they, you know, Rian Johnson had tried to give him his own story so he could be his own character. He didn't need Rey in order to be Finn. And Rise of Skywalker took that and he was right back to where he started. And I'm like, that's not the point. Yeah. Like the whole, like, you just took away Finn's whole development with this movie. Kind of the same thing with Poe too. It's just everyone was done dirty. Rey, Ben,
I know.
Ben, Rose.
This is what I think would have been perfect is if they focused on Luke and Ben, and they were our main characters that we were following, and then they introduced maybe Rey and Finn and Poe and Rose.
For the sake of my heart, my very specific ship heart, Rey has to be in there.
Yes, and so this is what I would think though, is because I just feel like it probably this should not have been her story, not now. Like I like what they were trying to do, but I just feel like they failed at what they were trying to do because they were trying to continue the Skywalker franchise, and they didn't do that. Like I know you can argue with me.
I'm actually agreeing with you because I audibly groaned at the last line in The Rise of Skywalker, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? That doesn't count."
Yes. So what I think they should have done is finish the Skywalker trilogy following Ben and Luke, while introducing these characters and being able to have an entire new franchise with these new characters. Like, that would have been genius because now we ended.
Wait, that's actually a fantastic idea.
Right? Right? Because I'm a genius.
So hold on a second. You're telling me that Disney was literally sitting on a Marvel landmine, not a landmine, on a Marvel gold mine in the shape of Star Wars, and they didn't take it?
Nope.
Wait a second.
Right? And now they have Disney Plus. They could have easily even turned it in, you know what I mean? Like they just had so many options that they didn't do. And it's like, why did you do the things you did, people?
That actually would have been really cool. I would have absolutely loved to have seen that.
Me too. Because like I really did like all those characters, just not the way that they tried to fit them in with all the other things that were happening.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's an injustice because all of these actors were brilliant and I love to be able to see them in the Star Wars capacity. Like I thought they did so well. But they didn't tie into any of the old characters. Not nearly well enough.
Yeah. No, and that is something I do feel bad about is because like I do love all of the characters that they introduced. I love all the people who they got to play them. Even Hux. I love Hux. Hux was also done dirty in Rise of Skywalker. I'm just saying.
I know. I love, what is it? Don Henley, I think his name is, or something, because he was in Harry Potter.
Oh, which one?
He was the one Huxley, right? Who was Bill in Harry Potter.
Oh, that's Donald Gleason.
Donald Gleason. I was going to say Don Henley, Donald Gleason. They're very close, I guess.
Donald Gleason.
Yes, I love him.
He's hilarious. He's so funny. But that's the thing is that you love all the characters no matter how sniveling they are.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of get to watch their storylines fall apart. And it's like...
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to say, even like Captain Phasma.
Oh, like, yeah. What happened with her?
Like, she was so badass. Like, what are you talking about? Where did she go?
Goodbye, Gwendolyn Christie. I hope you see Game of Thrones.
Oh my God. Like, seriously. Like, it's just like, there was literally like people. It was just, you tried too much.
Yeah. I don't know. And I think that was something that, and I hate to say, I mean, I am going to say this because I will defend this movie tooth and nail. But I think that was something that The Last Jedi was actually trying to do, was try to eliminate some of those characters. But the thing is that they were done in a way that it could have been for the benefit of the development of another character. So like you had Finn versus Phasma. Finn wins. And, so that could have been led to something about Finn, him being an ex-stormtrooper. He could have done like the stormtrooper uprising that people wanted. And that could have been a thing because without Phasma, they wouldn't have had that, stability anymore. So it would make perfect sense for him to kind of step in and be like, hey guys. And then with Ben, you have the killing of Snoke. I know everybody was mad about that, but Snoke was never important to me.
Well, that was a huge issue too. Like, that was the other thing. When you brought back Palpatine, and you had Snoke.
Don't get me started on Palpatine. Don't get me started on Palpatine.
That literally undid everything. You undid everything you ever did by bringing him back.
Oh my God. It's just like, but it's so frustrating too, because, again, like I said, I never saw Snoke as an important character. Snoke in my mind was always someone who was talking in Ben Solo's head. He was part of Ben Solo's story, and it was Ben's story, not Snoke's, that needed to be focused on. So Ben killing Snoke was a big step, and that was a big developmental step for him, and that was a step he needed to take. And then The Rise of Skywalker comes out, and apparently the dead can speak now. And Palpatine was Snoke all along. What is that thing from? Hold on, I'm gonna throw this up just in case. What's that thing from WandaVision where it's like, it was Agatha all along, or something like that? It's like that, but it was Palpatine.
So not for real though. Like that, literally Disney.
But it was just so frustrating because now you've also just undone his development too.
Oh, I mean, like that's what they literally like. They just keep like they kept ripping things apart that are so, which is why like even obviously people are gonna have their own opinion, and there's obviously people who do enjoy them, but like the people who like pour their heart and soul into Star Wars, you did them so dirty by this entire series as a whole. It tore apart so much of what made Star Wars Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know. I still really enjoy the sequel trilogy for what it is, because it's like nothing is ever going to be the original. Like that's never something that's going to happen. But, the sequel trilogy is like the new prequel trilogy. Because for the longest time, everybody hated the prequels.
I was gonna say, and I always enjoyed the prequels. Like they were definitely like campy at times, but
they're hilarious. I love them.
But like, and like sometimes was like Anakin stilted and delivered his lines really weird. Yeah, but as a whole,
the Jedi are evil.
Yeah. But like as a whole, there's like so many memorable scenes in that. Like when I think of like the Skywalker, like whatever they're calling it. Like my memorable scenes are the ones I hate. I'm like, no.
Yeah. But the thing that I do love though is, and I know that everybody harped on Hayden Christensen for his portrayal of Anakin, but a lot of the issues that came from his character was from George Lucas's writing.
Oh, yeah.
So...
And George Lucas is not a screenwriter. He tries.
No, he's not. But here's the thing, though. If you go back, especially if you go back and watch Revenge of the Sith, after I'm sure everyone here has seen Revenge of the Sith, but I'm just going to throw this up anyway. After he and Palpatine kill Mace Windu and, Anakin pledges himself to the dark side and becomes Darth Vader and everything, his dialogue for a very long time in the film after that goes away, and you just have to rely on how he looks, and he looks like Darth Vader. Like he is how you would imagine this guy looks under the, obviously not under the mask, but before this, because he does not look friendly. He looks tortured. Like Hayden Christensen has very good facial expressions, and when he does not have to open his mouth, you can believe that he's Darth Vader. And then he opens his mouth and you're like, oh, Jesus. What?
Yeah. But I was going to say, and even though and I know Hayden Christensen is like such a a polarizing like actor in general, but like I've seen him. Like I watched a movie. I think it was called Glass.
Oh, I've heard he was
Or
really
Shattered
good in
Glass.
Glass.
Like he was
Yeah.
excellent. So like, I mean, he can act. I think it's just with him in particular, it was lines and probably direction that kind of stilted him a little bit.
A bad director cannot. No, sorry. A good actor cannot save bad directing.
Yeah, exactly.
That is how that goes, and that is very evident in the prequel trilogy because you have Obi-Wan, who's Ewan McGregor, who is phenomenal. Like, wow, talk about A+ casting.
Love him.
I know, everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Ewan
McGregor, like, oh man, I'd be like, goodbye, Greg. I love you, but Ewan McGregor.
I mean, he's great, and you know, Natalie Portman. She was tiny, but she was a good choice for Padme. Mace Windu, freaking Samuel L. Jackson.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, I'm here for that. You know, but so it's like they did a good job casting everybody. Oh, Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn, one of my favorites.
Duh.
How did I forget that? But it's just no matter how many good actors you get for these roles, you can't save a film when you're given bad direction and when you're given bad writing. Although I was
gonna say, and I do think like I don't think it's as bad. Like obviously, yeah. Again, there's some parts that like the Jar Jar Binks probably could have been turned down a little bit. But otherwise, like it is an enjoyable film series still. And like if someone was able to doctor up George Lucas's like dialogue, then I think it would have been fine. But his dialogue is so like that's why it's so cringy sometimes because it's like, bro, who are you writing this for?
I know it is. Hello, Salem. It's very difficult to really understand what he was trying to do in certain scenes.
Yeah.
Just because it's like your writing is so off. Like, are they flirting? Are they arguing? Are they emotionally distraught by the turn of the situation? Right?
Yeah.
It's very confusing, but I will say, and from the prequel trilogy, the scene that still gives me chills, I guess you should say the sequence that still gives me chills is Order 66. Yeah. As soon as you hear Palpatine say that, it's instant like, yeah, not going to be good. And the movie does a really good job of like not hammering it in too much, but just enough.
Yeah.
You know? So that was probably one of my favorites in that. I saw that Dr. Sprinkle had some things to say. She was talking about your perspective on
how they should have set up the series.
Had their own movies then after that. Hey, you could even have another solo story, but this time have it be about Ben.
Yeah.
Disney.
And they really could have, or like they could have done like a new like Ray, Poe, and Finn like trilogy. Like they could have like set those characters up for their own trilogy and then had some of the other ones like or Rose and like some of the other minor characters like as a TV show. And then like because it's Disney and we know like with Marvel like I mean Mandalorian too, like everything's canon. So you can bring these characters in wherever you want. So like depending on how it went, you can give like Rey a TV show or you can like throw Rose into a movie because now you said her. You know what I mean? Like they just yeah. Like they just had so much possibility if they just did it that way rather than try to match them all together.
I want that. Hold on a second.
Can we have like a poll for us to write the next Star Wars?
This is what I want, Disney.
Yes.
I Rose Teak over me. I love her. Kelly Marie Tran too. She just seems like such a sweet.
I know. That's why, like, I literally like I hated to hear that she was being bullied though because of her. Because again, like, it's not her, guys. Like, be mad at Disney.
I know. Be mad at the mouse, friends. Yeah, no, it's like it is not Kelly Marie Tran's or Daisy Ridley's or Adam Driver's or John Boyega's. Or Oscar Isaac. It's not any of their fault. They have been hired to do a job. They're doing their job.
And they did it well for what they were doing.
Yeah, and they did do it phenomenally well. But, you know, you can't get mad at them because that wasn't their decision. Actually, the thing you can be grateful for is that they all fought for their characters.
Yeah.
they all, especially I think Adam Driver was the one who fought the hardest because they wanted to make Kylo like just a complete heartless, soulless bastard, and he was like, no, there is more to this character, and so that's why we ended up with this guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I still like Tico. Wow, that is a storm.
I was gonna say it might start storming here too.
Ooh, spooky. I just hope the power doesn't go out because that would be awkward.
I'll be like, it's my show now.
Bree, take over, Bree.
How great would that be? Where it's like your power goes out, I'm the only one here, and Maddie and Autumn can't get in.
You mean Helene and Autumn?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh my gosh, Mom,
Maddie can't come back.
Oh man.
So I was gonna say sometimes I'm old.
Okay, I am too. Enjoyed The Mandalorian, but for me the timeline was weird. The Mandalorian takes place in between episodes 6 and 7. So it takes place closer to the end of 6.
Yeah.
So the what you see in The Mandalorian are just remnants of the Empire, which is actually where the First Order came from. I was about to go on another rant, but that might be a long rant.
The only thing about The Mandalorian that I was iffy on, because I did enjoy it, but I will say that I felt like it meandered a little bit too long with its episodic way, because I'm like, for the longest time, I'm like, when are we getting to something happening here? So season 1 was a little bit rougher because like it just felt like we literally waited till like the last 2 episodes to get somewhere. And then season 2 started to actually like build upon that. Like we had a story now. Yeah.
I mean, season 1 definitely dragged a bit, I will say, for some episodes. But for the most part, it was fun.
Yeah. And like I said, overall, I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was like, it felt truer to Star Wars than some things.
You know, what I was going to say, and I'll try not to go into a rant about this, but what I was going to try and say was the whole idea of, we're just going to leave that up there until somebody sees it and it's like, yes, let's do it. The idea that the First Order comes from the Empire. So going back to the end of Rise of Skywalker, you may have gotten rid of all the ships on Exegol. Not all of the First Order was there. So you haven't won anything. You still have a lot of work to do. It's not the end of the war. How is this a satisfying ending? Anyway, that's just what I wanted to throw out there for your consideration.
No, you are totally right.
They weren't all there.
No, yeah. And now, honestly, like if you were smart too, like of course you wouldn't send your entire fleet, because what if you didn't make it? Like obviously they were very confident, but they're not stupid.
No, like, you know, and that is just the thing too. That is like y'all are celebrating, but there's a whole there are all these other factions out there that you have not even touched.
It definitely was not planned.
No, it's like y'all are far from over with this thing, you know? And it's just like, but now guess what? You're down another Jedi, you morons.
Yep. That's why, and I really like, because see, again, another thing that they could have done is because they already hinted that like there were still, like the Jedi were still like out there untrained. Another spinoff. Like, what is happening with all those Jedi?
They're just going to
be in existence. All them.
Broom Boy from the end of The Last Jedi. Where is he?
Yeah. Like, I can go. I know I'm going to repeat myself so many times, but like, literally, if they just introduced Rey as someone that like maybe like was trying to convince Luke to come back, but then when he dies, like it's her and Kylo now, like trying to build up the Gray Jedi, like to try to restore the Order.
Wouldn't that have been nice?
Yeah. Anything would have been better
than what we got. Dr. Sprinkle noticed the Empire slowly coming back into power. Yep, that's where the First Order comes from in episode 7 with our dear Bill Weasley, who
I know. I also feel like
him so much. He's so funny.
yeah, I do. And I'm wondering if they're going to try to do damage control with the Mandalorian, because I don't feel like the Order was really built up either. Like, why did they come back? Like, what was the purpose of them to come back?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good point, but I don't know.
True, there's always dissenters and stuff like that, but they kind of abolish. You know what I mean? Like they just like at the end of episode 6. You know what I mean? Like things were.
I think the thing is with episode 6 though is that episode 6 is just a repeat of episode 4. And I'm going to get so much hate for saying that, but it's because when George Lucas wrote episode 4, or it wasn't even called that, it was just Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
When he wrote the first Star Wars movie, he was not expecting there to be sequels or anything. So that's why you have a beginning, middle, end. They have a Death Star, it blows up, the end, yay. And then it got popular and people wanted so they made Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And Return of the Jedi is just a repeat. Again, we have a Death Star, but it's slightly bigger this time. And an even bigger ship can fit down the middle of it. So, it's not the first time that Star Wars has repeated itself. And
oh, no. And I think, like, the only thing that I would say is that, like, they established at the end of 6 that, like, the Empire is done. So the thing that I would look at is now you have, like, all of these planets that are free from that.
Mm-hmm.
And have been told to stand up and take back what was theirs. It just almost seems like hard pressed that this whole new order would come up, because like you literally just annihilated all of the stormtroopers. You annihilated this entire order. Like how did you guys get to be? I need a real logical explanation here. And
it was Hux's idea.
Yeah.
Hux just really wanted his own form of power. So he's like, you know what? Let's do this.
Yep. And where are they getting all these children from? Are they stealing them? Are they getting offered them? I mean, because you could make it
steal them, but I don't know from where.
That's what I mean. Like you didn't give me anything, and I don't want to read a fucking book to get this information because you didn't include it in the movie.
Just go through one of the encyclopedias or something. I'm sure it'll have that in there somewhere.
Probably, because that's what they do with all of these.
No, stormtroopers don't know how to shoot.
No, which I feel like that's always a gag.
I don't know why. I'm guessing it's because of like their visors, like something about their helmets makes it hard to see. Wouldn't it have been funny if Finn had said something about that? Like if he had a joke about this like stormtroopers not shooting straight, or he just came forward with like the logical reason why they didn't.
I was gonna say that would be nice, but I'm like, didn't they make a joke? Or maybe that was in the Mandalorian.
It was in the Mandalorian.
Okay.
And they're trying to shoot like the can or something, and they keep missing.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Pointed out by my stepdad, Mandalorian was a Western in disguise.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, it is a Western. It is a sci-fi Western, but it is 100% a Western.
Yep.
Which I am here for. I love Westerns.
I enjoyed it, yeah. I like it because it's not straight Western, it's a sci-fi Western.
Yeah.
So it gives me that little bit of things, but I like the general concept.
Yeah. And yeah, that definitely could have happened too. Like there could have been that. And also too, you're at this point in time when pretty much all Force users have either gone into hiding or have been wiped out as a result of the fall of the Jedi. So that also could have given room for someone like Snoke.
Yes.
It's not Palpatine, it's Snoke.
Yes, yeah.
For someone like Snoke
Luke was still training. So like Luke was still training though. Like they said that he was training a new order of Jedi. So they weren't completely gone. They were rebuilding.
Well, yeah, but in the time, because I don't think that the First Order came around when Ben joined them. I think the First Order already existed at that point.
Maybe, but that's what I mean. So this is all speculation, but
yeah. So it would make sense if Luke was training a new generation of Jedi to sort of counteract what was going on with the First Order.
Yeah. It just seems so like it doesn't sell me that. And like I feel also the other thing is too with like writing wise that like you already did this plot, make a new one.
Oh, I don't know who to blame though. Do we blame the mouse? Do we talk to JJ? Like, where?
All of them.
All of
The
them.
mouse, JJ, and Ryan. Let's just blame the three of them. Kick them all out.
Oh lordy lord. It's just it makes
Honestly, what's her face? Like, I blame her the most.
who?
The
Kennedy?
president.
Kathleen.
Yeah.
Kennedy?
I'm gonna blame her.
I don't know. I don't know. I think her I don't want to say her heart was in the right place, but just that I think that sorry, there was a really loud thing of thunder, so
I just heard it.
But I think they just tried too hard, especially in the last one, to please the audience. Because the audience was not given what they wanted in The Last Jedi, that they just worked way too hard to give them what they wanted in Rise of Skywalker, as opposed to telling like an actual story. But again, it's hard to, for me at least, it's hard to put a whole lot of blame on a group of people because you don't know how much of them was actually of it was actually under their control and how much they were forced to do by the studio.
Well, and that's why I'm saying, like, between like Kathleen and the studio and the directors, I feel like that conglomeration still has the most fault.
It might. I mean, again,
they're the powerhouses behind it.
Yeah. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt because it's just like, it's like the same thing that we were like, I will admit I'm not a huge fan of like M. Night Shyamalan movies. And I especially am very unhappy with the Last Airbender movie. Like
we don't want to talk about that here.
But one of the things about that is that he kind of got screwed over by the studio. Because it was like halfway through post-production, they told him that he needed to make everything 3D. So all the money he had like budgeted for CG and special effects had to now go to making the movie 3D. That's why the bending looks so god awful in that movie. So that one's not on Shyamalan. And so it's kind of the same idea as just that.
I was gonna say, but the screenplay itself still wasn't good.
No, it was not. But that one I will give to him. But it's kind of just the same idea where it's like I have to give them the benefit of the doubt because you don't know how much of it was actually their decision versus someone else's, and they just had to do what they were told.
Absolutely. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily put blame because like I don't know, and I mean we're not. It's done now. I mean it's not like blaming someone for making a shitty movie is going to change the movie.
No.
When really they should have just had like people who understood the essence of Star Wars write a good screenplay and not include the fans.
Yeah.
As much as obviously fans are fans, but like you're never gonna you should just never have listened to anything fans say because then you can't make a good story because you're not gonna please everyone. And if you try to please everyone, you get The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, and then even worse, you get the last 10 minutes of The Rise of Skywalker, and then you have to sit there with your heart constantly breaking over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That still makes me so sad.
I know.
It breaks my heart. I wanted a happy ending.
You're breaking my heart.
Disney, fix yourself. Do right by us. Give us a Rose Tico movie. But it's just like you want Star Wars to have a happy ending, and I did not feel happy at the end of that.
No.
I felt like so upset for Rey. Like she was probably I felt really bad for all of them, but Rey especially. I was like,
yeah, because honestly, like I just feel like she really didn't even have like a good arc.
Well, they also put her right back where she started too. She's alone.
Yeah,
on the desert planet.
Yeah.
You made her part of like the same soul as somebody, and now she's alone again on a desert. How is that?
Yeah, like this isn't a conclusion. It's back to the start. Like you just
we are back to the beginning. You got to start again.
Yeah, because that's what she has to do. She has to make her way. Like I don't know if they were trying to do a parallel, but it failed because it's not a good parallel for her.
It's not like it didn't show. Like it didn't even show that she was like okay with what had happened.
I was just gonna say, she didn't make peace with being alone and being abandoned by her parents. So you putting her in that situation, like I think what you were trying to do is you were trying to parallel Luke being like on Tatooine and stuff like that, but like they didn't have too much of a bond. Like I know they tried to make it look like they had a bond, but like they didn't really do a good job with it.
No,
So
professor.
yeah. So like you literally got rid of any person that could have been a mentor, a friend, or a love interest for her and put her back on a desert. And we're sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, that's the other thing too. Like, just like, cause she didn't get the conclusion with her parents.
Mm-mm.
She didn't get any conclusion with Ben.
Nope.
You know, like Ben doesn't even come back as a Force ghost. Like, what the heck?
Right.
And so, and so it's just like she's never given the chance to come to terms with all these people that she has lost, and she's never given a chance to grieve them even a minute. It's like oh, she's great now. It's like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah. And like and maybe this is it could be unpopular, but like I just don't think she deserved, like she didn't earn the title of Skywalker.
No. At most, and I'm not just saying this because of this that has nothing to do with it, but at most she's actually more Solo than she is Skywalker. And I'm not saying that because of this. I'm saying that because Han is the one who she actually has a connection with.
Yeah.
And is honestly the character that she's most like. Because, like, if you watch them separately, there is some, like, Solo-y traits that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes sense for her to not be a Skywalker, but to be sort of like, maybe not say she's a Solo, but like to sort of carry on that like thing. Because now that she's off of Jakku and she can like go other places, she's not going to sit in one spot. And
yeah,
she's
you titled the movie you titled The Rise of Skywalker, which like it's not though. Yeah. And it's like, so you kind of like just misled everything with this, and you gave a character who didn't earn it, and then she buried the freaking lightsaber. Like, what is wrong with you?
Can you imagine if Anakin's Force Ghost was there watching her put it in the sand? Like,
yeah. Yeah. And then she just apparently magically has the ability to learn everything instantly, and now we know how to make a lightsaber. Like, bro, where did you get this ability from? No one trained you.
I know. It just hurts because it's like there is so many things that they could have done better for her.
For sure.
And truly for all of them. And if you're going to call it The Rise of Skywalker, how about you have it be about the guy who all three of the original trio sacrificed their lives for?
Yeah.
Because guess what? You've just killed... I guess I should... Hold on a second. Okay. Guess what? You've just killed him off and you've basically nulled all their sacrifices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my god. That's what I mean. Like they just literally like just the entire three series, like movies though, literally was just like one upping who can undo something.
I know.
Like let's undo this character. Let's undo this arc. Let's undo this movie that we made 30 years ago. like no, that's not how this works.
All right, boys, that's enough.
Yeah.
Y'all are done. Y'all have lost your Star Wars privileges.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I do love this. Yeah, it is full circle.
It really is though. Like I don't feel like, I just don't think she made peace with it, which is why like she was hoping to find connection. So like you just really did make a sad cycle for her to go through, to be alone. And like where does she go now? Because even though I know Disney tried to be like she knows everything, we never saw her learn anything. So like truly, if you look at it just from like what we were given in the script and not what we were told, she doesn't know really how to be a Jedi. She doesn't know like how to teach people because like she's just been lucky that she got to use these powers. Like literally that was like her character skill was getting lucky.
Yeah.
So like what is she going to go do with her life now? Now that she's gone through all this trauma and we have no one to guide us.
She's going to go to the world between worlds. She's going to go get Ben and they're going to go on adventures and it's going to be a happy ever after because gosh darn it, it's Disney. It's supposed to be happy ever after.
Yeah.
But I do have these and I'm going to throw these up there now. So this is sort of a question for everybody. It's just, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? Now that we've gone on about some of our least favorite.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Do you want me to go first?
After you. You are the guest.
Okay. Rogue One.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Well, I love Rogue One. I'm just curious why.
It was just it was a perfect movie.
It is a really good movie.
Like I literally like thinking about all the Star Wars movies, like I don't find fault in that at all. And I know like of course like the Star Wars, like the lightsabers and like that stuff's all great, but it was just literally a perfect movie. The actors were great, the screenplay was excellent. And like it had such a even though it was a sad conclusion, it was a perfect conclusion because you knew what was going to happen. Because it's exactly like you already know, you've already seen episodes 4.
Yeah.
So like the fact that you were able to keep me so compelled in this movie and like care about the characters and sob my heart out at the end of the movie, knowing what was going to happen, it was like the perfect Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Rogue One is really, really well done. I was both happy and sad with that movie. So that one though, at least, even though it was a sad ending, felt like it was a complete.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Movie.
Like they earned everything. They did
it. Yes.
And you also you set up all these characters in such a good way, and it was one movie. Like you were able to set up satisfying arcs for all of them.
I know. Even the robot.
Yep.
Or the droid. What is he? K2SO. I don't remember what he is. But my favorite, I already said what my second favorite is, and I am going to stick by it no matter what. My second favorite will always be The Last Jedi. But my favorite is actually The Empire Strikes Back. The movie that scarred me as a child is my favorite Star Wars movie.
I love this.
Just because, like, I went back and started watch it as an adult, and you watch episode 4, and it's very much a summer movie. It's just fun and colorful, and it ends happy, and it's great, and there's not a lot of stress that goes with the movie. Episode 5 is nonstop stress from like frame 1 to frame whatever the heck 100. It is so stressful, but I love it because it introduces all sorts of these Lando Calrissian, and we're all better for having Lando. But actually, Lando, A Star Wars Story. Can we get that one too?
Yeah.
But also just that I loved the pacing of the film. And how perfectly balanced it is between Luke and Yoda and like Luke training and then Han and Leia and doing their thing. And so but there was also a greater sense of, I don't want to say dread, but there was a greater sense of importance that things had to be done. And I don't know, there's just like the feel and the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
Has always just been one of my, even when I was, young and terrified of it, it's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, no. So, definitely a good movie. I agree.
Yeah. And then Diana says, A New Hope. Yes, that is a classic. Started everything, and there had never been anything like it to that point. As in, I would go back to I would hop in my DeLorean, and I would go back to 1977 just to go see Star Wars in theaters for the very first time.
I agree. That would be such a cool experience because I didn't. I was not bored.
Well, that was kind of one of the things. Oh. A friend!
Oh,
there's I love it.
In the time it took me to walk downstairs from having done them, they like fell down 2 inches. So I'm not going to be moving my head at all as I talk today.
Very
composed.
So we're asking Helene what our favorite Star Wars movie is.
Oh, okay.
You made it a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, is it my turn? I get to choose?
Well, we can recap if you want.
Can you do a little recap? I need to know.
So
mine is Rogue One.
Mine is The Empire Strikes Back.
Ooh, those are good ones. Oh. See, okay, does it have to be one favorite? Because there are many.
You can have many tied it to one if you want.
This is too stressful, you guys.
I was gonna say, like, the easy answer would be like, I love all, like, well, I can't say I love all the films, but like, I love the original trilogy because it's the original trilogy and it set up this world to be nerdy together, and also like really put the map on sci-fi and as a genre.
Mm-hmm.
Like, without Star Wars, we might not have half the stuff. Like, we wouldn't have the Sci-Fi Channel, and we wouldn't have all like these like epic movies that I love.
Except Sci-Fi gave us Sharknado, so can we really thank them? Can we really?
Listen, they've been declining. Okay, let's be real. but I mean, they also gave us The Magicians, and I loved The Magicians. So
true.
But also like the prequels. I love the prequels. I love the cast of the prequels, and I mean, Ewan McGregor forever. I'm gonna stand him.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Okay, I mean, I think I agree. I like Empire Strikes Back and Rogue One. I think if I had to choose, it'd probably be A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back, because kind of for those reasons, because I do enjoy some of the newer ones, I will say, but all of that wouldn't have been possible unless it, if it wasn't for the lore that was built up in the first few,
Yeah.
So probably one of those, the first two made.
Yeah, it's okay. I already said The Last Jedi was my second favorite.
I like that one too.
Yes, there's more of us.
I know, it's like so what do you say?
Polarizing.
Yes, so controversial. But I'm like, I actually really like it.
I
can't say it around my family; they'll yell at me. But like, we all watched it in the movie theater together, and then we came out, and I was like, I really liked that. My parents like, are you kidding me? It was terrible. I was like,
that was my dad's reaction to it too. Oh, my dad and I don't agree on that movie at all. But again, and Bree, I know that you're not a fan either, but I understand where the problems with that film come from.
Yeah.
Me personally, I enjoyed it for everything it was, but I totally get why it frustrates other people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Helene, you could just go back and watch like what we were talking about, how I rewrote the entire trilogy and gave us spinoffs. So they should hire me because I'm great.
Yeah. The mouse needs to call Bree like right now.
Yes. I was a latecomer to the Star Wars game, but I'm in it to win it now.
Yes. Have any of you guys read their Star Wars books? Like, they have series and stuff. Have you guys read any of those?
Mm-hmm.
I made the mistake of reading part of the novelization of Rise of Skywalker, and it just broke my heart even more.
Oh, no.
So I just look at it and I get sad now.
Yes. I read, I do have, let's see if I don't know if I can show. Up there in the corner, there's a little ray up there.
Yes.
I love it. But I have read Ahsoka by Ek Johnston and hated that shit.
Oh, really?
Ahsoka's my favorite character, and I felt like that was it was just such a character death again for me. I read the prequel for The Force Awakens, which actually gave more backstory for the for Poe, Finn, and Rey, which I felt like they should have included in the movie.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah. And I started to read something else, but the problem is they just keep coming out with books and they're all canon. So I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I read, the series was it the last? No, it wasn't The Last Jedi. I can't even remember. Maybe it was. But there was a series, it was like the last series written before the new Star Wars movies came out, and they had to write books for those. But I read the last series before that all happened, and it was really good. There was some stuff I mean, this was several years ago.
Is it now the Legacy brand? Because the old books, up until until Disney took over, all the books before Disney no longer count.
Yeah, I know, which I was kind of frustrated by. There's some good characters, and I heard
and all the lore and stuff.
Yeah.
Makes me mad. So now they're legacy, Star Wars legacy books because they don't count anymore.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Makes me sad.
You can thank the mouse for that one.
Not thanking the mouse for anything.
I'll
thank the mouse for WandaVision, okay? They got me in the Marvel world.
Yeah. That's a whole nother can of worms that I'm not going to open because it'll make me sad. Dr. Sprinkle said that her favorite is either Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, or Phantom Menace, which is never one that you see on someone's favorites. So good for you, Dr. Sprinkle.
I like it.
There are some good moments in that movie. I'm not going to lie. There's Darth Maul.
Oh,
Yeah, he
they
was
should
so
do
good.
a Darth Maul spinoff. Have they yet? I feel
They
like
were
they should.
He
They
was
were
in Clone
supposed
Wars,
to.
I think.
Well, they were setting it up for after Solo.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then it seemed like
You
it
know how
didn't
Solo
happen.
did.
Well, I
Solo-
mean,
so I don't know if they're gonna end up doing it because Solo was so bad.
don't get me started on Solo. There was only one good thing about that movie, and he was in it for less than 20 minutes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm guessing who we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Oh, if you want to, yeah.
Is it Darth Maul? Like at the end there?
No, that made me mad, but
Oh.
it wasn't him. No, it was a smooth talking smuggler who I've loved since I was a child, and he was the only good part of the Solo movie.
Oh, Lando.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And I do like Donald Glover. I felt like maybe he wasn't, and maybe it was because of the other cast. Like I don't think he fit as perfect as I thought he was going to, but he still did well. I just think it was probably the script.
I think it's always the script.
It is.
I think when you have him, because I mean, I thought that he was good. He had Lando's charisma and his like sort of attitude and sort of the
flair
kind of thing. So I could totally see him as Lando, and that's why I loved him, because he was the only one in that movie who I was like, yes, you are Lando Calrissian. I don't know who the heck all these other people are, but you are Lando. So Dr. Sprinkle says hi.
Hi. Also, I think the space buns, thank you, but I think they're gonna have to go. They're just slipping. Like I can feel them just drooping, so they're gonna come out.
It's the thought.
They do look really cute.
Yes.
All right, so
I have too much hair.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, here's the next question. What is your favorite Star Wars moment?
Yeah, this one's even harder, I think.
You can't do that to me, Maddie. What? Why? Okay, yes, Maddie.
The throne room scene.
Oh, okay.
That is my favorite Star Wars moment of all time.
Wait, which one?
The throne room scene after he kills Snoke.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty
That
good.
is my favorite moment in all of Star Wars. I just absolutely love that scene for so many reasons.
Okay.
But yeah,
I agree with that. That's pretty good. I have many favorites. I don't think I could choose one. Trying to narrow it down here. And also dropping bobby pins everywhere.
Oh my god. I was gonna say I might have a couple. The one that I'm thinking of at the end of Rogue One, when like they handed the plans to Leia, and like that was like the direct tie-in for the New Hope, like that, like like I loved that.
Oh, I'm getting chills hearing you talking about that. Yes, I did like that part.
Yeah.
That was good.
I also in The Mandalorian, the Luke scene was epic.
Oh yes. That was really good.
There's like another one that stands out. I don't know. The thing that I just loved about the throne room scene, the color was amazing. Just like a really vibrant red. But it was also really the first time in at least in the Skywalker saga where you saw a light sider and a dark sider fighting together, as opposed to fighting each other.
That's true.
I loved that. Also, the chaotic energy of that whole scene.
Yes, there was some really cool like choreography that happened because they were both like such strong fighters, and they were working together. There's some really cool choreography that could happen with that. I did enjoy that. Yeah. I feel like there's the iconic "I love you, I know." That's just like that always sticks in my mind. Ever since I first watched it when I was little, that always stuck in my mind. I thought it was so funny.
The Ewok scene.
Yes, iconic as well.
Oh, the Ewoks? Is that what you said?
Yeah, when they all come to help, that's my favorite.
Yeah. We didn't know what they were called when we were younger, so we called them yub-yubs. That's the sound that they make.
I was thinking teddy bears, but okay.
We called it, because at one point the little guy's really good. He goes, oh, yub-yub. And so that's what we called them, were yub-yubs.
Yeah.
And specifically the part when C-3PO convinces them that he's a god somehow. Like,
love that.
Chaos.
Yes. In the Clone War, no. Wait, which one's first? Is it Clone Wars and then Rebel? Right. Okay, so Clone Wars. There's a scene with the stupid robots. You know what robots I'm talking about with like the long snoots?
Roger.
Roger, guys.
So I love the Roger, and I say that all the time. But there's this one specific scene in that series where they're like shooting at these robots, and one of the robots is here, and the one gets shot off a cliff, and the other one turns around and goes, "Get back here, Sergeant!" I lost my shit for like 20 minutes. I couldn't even. I had to pause it because I was dying so much from that scene. I'm like, they're so stupid, but they're so great.
That's amazing.
It's such a good series. Like if you haven't watched it, I need to finish it still, but that series is great.
Oh,
I just started watching it like a few months ago, and then of course things spiraled with college, and I had to stop. So I might have to go back and start from the beginning because I'm one like I like to watch it straight through, so I remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm already liking it.
You know, and then my last one would be the Darth Maul fight scene from the prequels.
Oh,
I mean, epic.
Yeah, that music too totally makes that scene just so much cooler.
Not only his fight scene, but the guy with all the arms.
Oh, Grievous.
Oh
yeah, that's a good fight scene too.
That's good too. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's all mine. I had a lot.
The Darth Maul fight scene, after watching that for the first time, that's what made me go to Amazon and buy a book that had all the Star Wars sheet music. And so then I learned how to play that song on the piano.
I
love it.
That's great. Oh, also Mustafar between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a great one too.
That's very good. I have the high ground.
I'm like, don't say it, Bree. Don't say it. Oh my gosh.
Pod racing.
Yes, that's so good too.
Now this is pod racing. I'll just be here and just like quote random things.
Try spinning. That's a good trick. Woo!
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. These are not the droids you're looking for. I mean, obviously, there's so many like iconic scenes.
Blow that piece of junk out of the sky. That's so
what
much
a piece of junk.
That's what I call my car the Millennium Falcon because there are so many days where I'm like, what a piece of junk.
I love that.
Ewoks are so adorable. They are. Yeah.
Yes.
That was great. That was a great moment. I will say too, though, I really like porgs.
Oh yes,
I love the porgs so much, especially the one that just keeps annoying Chewie. Like, I just think they're so cute.
Yes,
they're pretty adorable.
Yeah,
that's a good scene. Yeah,
you're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home. Yeah.
Yes.
The line that I always remember from him is the "Great shot, kid. That was one in a million."
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Oh, thank you, Lord. It's a shame you did not like those characters.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to die in episode 6, and they were like, no. So he was like, fine, I'll just have my son kill me a few years later. Okay. Speaking of the Han Solo, who's your favorite Star Wars character?
This is gonna be my last question, and then I gotta go. But yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yes. I think I've already said this in the stream, but Ahsoka Tano is my favorite.
Oh, that's a good one.
She is a good one.
So I literally like fangirled when Rosaria Dawson was casted and like she finally had her moment. So I think we are getting a spinoff, and I'm so excited.
I think we're planning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I hope it comes to fruition because I would love to see her live action. That's also why I was disappointed by the book because I just felt like it was so silly.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I totally get that.
Yeah. I'm thinking about my character and I can't. You guys have to understand, okay? I don't deal in absolutes here.
Oh, so you're not a Sith, huh?
I'm not a Sith.
You've come to the wrong cantina then.
I mean, classic Han Solo. He was pretty fun. I do like. I don't know. I did like Rey. I thought she was a pretty interesting character. but not so much in the first movies, but like later on she got more development. So I did like her, but yeah. I don't know all of them. Can I say all of them?
Or you could say all of them.
For different reasons, different ways.
Yeah, right. Well, I would say, I mean, I would have to say Rey. Rey is probably my favorite Star Wars character, but I think a lot of that stems from like, because when the first Star Wars movie came out, my dad was like 20-ish, somewhere around there. He went to the theaters and he got to see Mark Hamill, who was around the same age, going on these grand adventures and like learning more about himself. And it was something that it was really cool and that my dad got to experience. Then when the Force Awakens came out, I was about the same age that Rey was. So I sort of had that same experience. So I had that like connection with her in that movie. So in that sense, like Rey, like I love Leia. Leia will always be my princess. She'll always be my general. But I think Rey is just because I had that immediate connection and I sort of saw pieces of myself in her, that she's just my favorite. Yeah, I have to say Rey. She's my favorite. But it's followed closely by Leia and Ben Solo, because he's just such an interesting character to not be on that list. And Leia is my princess. So
Will give Ahsoka's always been my favorite, but I would probably say that number 2 might be Ben Solo.
He's a good character.
As much as I really, really have a lot of problems with the trilogy. They had so much potential, and what Adam Driver brought to that character really brought out the best parts of him. But he deserved more.
Oh, absolutely. # Ben Solo deserved better. Anyway, but but no, I totally agree.
Yes.
But yeah, he's a good character.
Yeah.
Poor boy.
I know. Our cinnamon roll.
Our poor cinnamon roll, who apparently really didn't do anything wrong.
I know.
The only thing that went wrong was Disney.
I know. The only thing that went wrong, though, really, in Ben Solo's life was Harrison Ford being like, I want out.
Yeah.
Let me out. And they still roped him back in for the last one.
Yep.
Oh, Dr. Sprinkle said R2D2.
Aw, yes. Classic.
Yes, BB-8 is on there for me as well.
I did like C-3PO for a while because I played him one time in a play that I was in. They did like a Star Wars remix, and I got to play C-3PO, and I learned the accent. And then my dad, because he's an art teacher, so he made me a whole C-3PO suit out of cardboard. He like fit it and cut all the pieces up and spray painted it gold. It was so epic, but I got to play C-3PO, so I felt very in tune with C-3PO for a while. So he was my favorite character.
Cool. I do love 3PO. He's pretty good too.
Yeah. Diana's comment, like this is what I'm like. I don't know if Ben or Obi-Wan would be next for me because like
because Obi-Wan, yeah.
I love
Obi-Wan.
I mean,
enough said.
Liar.
So like it's such a tie. So like I feel like they're both for different reasons like so close to number 2. So I feel like they could be tied, and then Leia would probably be number 3.
I mean, they are both Ben. Just one's old and one's not. So there you go.
And Obi-Wan, I mean, especially like, I mean, I can't remember the actor's name who played the older Obi-Wan.
Alec Guinness.
Yes, but like I love how like, because you can almost tell like I thought Ewan McGregor did a good job of like showing Obi-Wan in his prime, and then how he grew up, and like and almost like you could believe that they were the same people, like the same actors, just like one was older and more mature and kind of like lived his life. So like both
the casting. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say both editions are like perfect as Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So
Hi Salem, who's your favorite character?
But you're saying the casting?
Oh, I was gonna say the casting for the pardon?
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Character is the mouse droid.
Oh my God.
Oh yes.
Wait, I'm so sorry, Helene. Go ahead.
You're good. So I was just gonna say, like, the casting for the prequels was pretty good, at least like looks wise and stuff, and even the actors. Like you're talking about Ewan McGregor, like he did such a good job encapsulating even his I guess way of speaking, like his cadence and all of that. I was like, dang, spot on.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really good casting. Just not good writing.
Yep.
At times. But yeah, I can't wait for their story. with
Oh yeah, the
Obi-Wan.
Kenobi show. Yeah, I think that'll be interesting
I'm excited.
to explore that because you don't know what happens in those 19, 20 years between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do have like no, because the Clone Wars are in between 3 and 4, I think.
The Clone Wars is in between. I thought it was in between 2 and 3.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I'm just really bad apparently at numbers today, but yeah, 2 and 3, and then I think Rebels is after 4. After 3, right? I don't know. I'm so bad at this.
It's okay. I mean, Star Wars sort of messed you up because it went 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, and I know I like confuse it because I'm like trying to think of what like 1, 2, and 3. Rebels, it might be between 3 and 4, or it might be between 4 and 5. Like I can't remember now. Someone tell me.
I don't know. Don't look at me. I don't know. I sometimes get confused. I'll call it the first Star Wars. Oh, I mean Star Wars episode or number 4 in the Star Wars series. Yeah. I still call it the first Star Wars because the first one made.
Yeah,
it's confusing.
Yeah, I just refer to them as numbers because if I say the first one, people are like, "Oh, Phantom Menace," and I'm like, "No, it's a 4." But it's our lock in life, I guess. Padme is a good one.
Padme is really good.
I want to cosplay Padme, like bougie Padme, like in like her. I want to do it so bad. It's just a lot of money.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of time to like paint my whole face. One day I will.
If I had to choose a character to act as, it would be Padme. Like in a Star Wars, oh my gosh, that would be so fun. All the costumes, because you got fight scenes, you got the bougie scenes. Yeah, it's been so fun.
Yeah. And honestly, like she is so badass. Where again, like casting is so great because like I'm convinced that yes, like she was Leia's mom because like look at how Leia turned out. Like she is badass as well, and like and even though she didn't get raised by her, like you can see those characteristics come through.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
Padme was so fun.
Yes, but unfortunately, before we get into another conversation, I do need to go.
Okay. Well, would you like to do a quick outro before you depart?
Sure. I don't got much. I mean, I'm Bree. All my information is down below, courtesy of Maddie. I'm pretty sure I know most of you guys here, but if by chance you're watching this after the fact and you want to come check out my channel, please do. I do have pretty much writing, books, and nerdy related topics, and I live in that little environment. So,
and sometimes she gets roped into her friend's nonsense.
And I love it.
Well, thank you for joining, Bree.
Yes,
it's lovely to have you here. Thanks for ranting with me.
My favorite thing to do.
One of these days, we'll actually do that rewrite of Rise of Skywalker. It will happen.
Yes.
Please let me know when you do. I would love to read that or watch that.
Or both.
Let me know. Both, preferably.
Yeah, we definitely have to do that one day. But yeah, so thank you again, guys. It's been so nice being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Maddie's channel because she deserves it.
Oh, thank you.
So, and bye, BH Sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye, Bree. Aw. And then there were 2.
I love the background though. I feel like now that it's all like reorganized, the shapes, I feel like
you're ready to go, right? You're in Millennium Falcon.
Yes, I feel like I'm in it.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying. Okay, I guess I'm going to throw this question back up here for you, Helene.
Oh, I wish I had dark side energy, but no one who knows me would say I'm dark side. Everyone would say I'm light side.
You're too sweet.
I am too sweet.
You are too sweet to be dark side.
I like the dark side aesthetic, the dark side vibe, but I could never be dark side.
It's okay. I'll work on it. I'll make sure there's room for you. You can be the one who actually gives people the cookies.
Yes. Oh, there we go. I'll be like the greeter, like at Walmart, you know. Welcome to the dark side. Enjoy your stay.
I love that. Wait, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
Here's your lightsaber. Please
my
turn
God.
in your green or blue lightsabers here. I'll give you a new red one.
Woo! I love that. That's awesome. I would join the dark side just for that. That was what greeted me when I walked on whatever Star Destroyer I needed to go on, and you were just there with cookies and a lightsaber. I'd be like, "Yo, I'm sold."
Beside me, I have a jukebox. Please choose your favorite theme song that you would like to walk into a room to. The Imperial March is already taken, unfortunately, but we do have several other options here.
I love that. What are you doing, child? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, she was like, there's a dispenser thing here, and so she was actually like pressing down on.
She's so smart, Maddie. You're raising a smart one.
She's the raptors from what's it called? From Jurassic Park. Like sick as figure out how to open a door. Yeah. And I'm like, this is kind of scary.
Excuse me? What?
I don't like that.
My dogs figured out, because we have a sliding door to this room, and you just slide it open. There's no doorknob or anything. It's kind of annoying. You have to like dig your fingernails in and slide it open. My dog's figured out how to put her paw in, nudge it open, and then stick her nose in and shove it the rest of the way open, and she'll just waltz on in like in the middle of a live stream or something, or when I'm videoing off for AuthorTube. I'm just like, okay, that's kind of unnerving, but that's fine. Yeah,
that is 100% a Velociraptor move. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find because you weren't here when Bree and I were talking about this, so I'll throw this back at you too.
Oh, okay. So I actually was not allowed to watch Star Wars for a long time.
Really?
Yes. So my parents are both big Star Wars fans. I think maybe my mom more so than my dad. But my mom, I guess, got scared. Mostly at the part with what do you call it? In Hoth, when Han Solo cuts open the animal and there's like guts.
The wonton, yes.
Yeah. So then my mom thought that was really gross when she was a kid. So she was scared that me and my sister would like get really creeped out because of the gore of Star Wars. And so I wasn't allowed to watch it for a while. And then finally, when I was at my aunt's house, my mom's sister, she's a huge Star Wars fan. She has obviously all of the movies and everything. So I was finally able to watch it. At that point, I was probably like 11 or something. I loved it, but also, the big thing was spoiled for me because everyone knows, oh, no, I am your father. Everyone knows that line. So all those big like moments were spoiled for me already just because I, grown up in society and everyone already had like, that was already spoiled. But I enjoyed it. But yeah, that's how I got introduced to it. And then after that, we got all the movies and we finally watched all of them. But yeah, apparently Star Wars is scary.
Well, that was my mom's reaction actually to Lord of the Rings, is that because she loves the books and she loves the movies too, but she loves the books, but she was afraid that the movies were going to be too scary for us. So we didn't get to go see The Fellowship or Two Towers in theaters. And then we were over at a family friend's house and we were watching The Fellowship and Two Towers and we were all like, this is awesome. And Mom was like, okay. So she took us to see Return of the King in theaters.
I love it. So, yeah, that was the same with my mom, like, because she was really scared about the ring wraiths or, all of that, the orcs. Yeah. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, but my dad never thought, because my dad was the one who introduced us to Star Wars. He was the one who basically sat us down as babies and was like, look what we're watching today.
I love it.
And that was actually the fun thing too, is that we all in my family, we associated the 20th Century Fox music with Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
If we heard it coming from another room, all of us were booking it into that room, like jumping over the back of the couch, ready to watch Star Wars, and then it would be not Star Wars. We'd all get up and leave.
I love that.
The thing is, we all always watch Star Wars together. Like it's always been a family thing watching Star Wars together, and so like, because it's like the one thing we could all agree on.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, but that was like our thing. So my dad had no issue showing us the original trilogy. He was like, yeah, have fun. Oh,
Yeah. Aw, that's awesome. I love it.
see, I wish I could say I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of people who got to like see the original trilogy in theaters. But if you think about it too, though, like our kids, like when our generation has children, especially like the Lord of the Rings fans, we had
Yeah.
the experience of seeing it in theaters, even if it was just the one. But we had the experience of seeing it in theaters, and the kids aren't going to have that. So it's just like,
Yeah. Well, even like, I mean, I know not everyone loves the new Star Wars movies that are coming out, but even those ones, like you can tell them every Christmas, kids, I went to the theaters, I saw a new Star Wars movie. Those were the days.
that was something too that my the first date I ever had with my husband was going to see The Force Awakens. He took me to see Star Wars. And so we like would see Star Wars. And so after The Rise of Skywalker came out and it was like Christmas time again, I was like, there's no new Star Wars movie to see.
I know. I was so sad. I was like,
sad. Oh, but yeah, but now he's a Star Wars fan and it's great.
I love it.
We were just able to see. My parents weren't concerned about those movies. Yeah, I think that was my dad's reasoning behind that too. But my dad is also the one who was like, "Here, kids, here's Die Hard." My mom was the one who was a little bit more like, maybe we should tone it down a little bit. When Lord of the Rings came out, and she was like, "Nah, they're fine.
It's fine. Still a little bit of blood. It's fine.
It's fine. It's black. They won't be able to tell the difference." And I'm like, "Yeah, but Mom, the orc is still getting its head chopped off. Like it's."
Yeah. Well, and having watched Star Wars, like the first time I watched like the original trilogy at my aunt's house, I turned to my mom and I was like, "That's it." Like I was expecting a lot more gore or whatever. But
Yeah.
or that's it in the sense of gore. Obviously, I loved not like that's it, like that was so boring or anything. No, I loved it. That's it in the sense of gore.
A little bit more dismemberment, maybe? Like,
excuse me? I was just expecting so much more from like how much my mom had built it up. I think it's also because she hadn't seen it in a while, so like kind of what she was remembering was from when she was younger and all of that. So
yeah. Oh, excuse me. No, yeah, I don't know. Star Wars was never. I guess I should take that back. Episode 5 did freak me out when I was a kid, and it did scare me for a while. I did talk about this earlier in the stream that one of my earliest memories was watching The Empire Strikes Back, and the Wampa, the snow monster thing, comes in and like knocks Tauntaun. I could not watch the first 10 minutes of that movie for years.
Yeah,
because it stressed me out too much.
It was pretty intense.
It is intense, but that's why I like it now.
Yeah, that's right.
It's intense. But as far as like the other ones go, like even when I was little and like the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones was coming out, those ones never freaked me out. Like even Revenge of the Sith, I wasn't freaked out by.
Yeah.
I don't know. Star Wars isn't scary.
Mm-hmm.
When the writing is bad, then it's a little scary.
The writing's scary.
The writing is scary. Oh Lord, how many Anakin quotes? Oh, that should have been a game we should have played. How many Anakin quotes can we do in like 30 seconds or something?
I don't like sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere. Is that the quote? Am I saying it right?
It's coarse enough and it gets everywhere.
I killed them. No, I slaughtered them like animals. Not just the men, but the women and children too.
I love it. I'm trying to think of. Oh gosh, there's the one that I love like more than anything is this. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. I'm like, all right, Anakin, calm down, sweetheart. Like,
wow, bro, it's okay.
Oh my gosh. And like the banter between Anakin and Pat, you can't even call it banter, but just like the it's like your
dialogue.
You're so beautiful. It's only because I'm so in love. No, it's because I'm in love with you. Oh, love has blinded you. It's like who wrote this?
It's like nice try, but it's a no from me.
Lucas.
I don't think so. No. Well, it's sad because I was like rewatching them lately. the prequels, and I was like,
Mhm.
I feel like the actors, because I know Natalie Portman's a pretty good actress.
Oh,
You
no,
know, I think Hayden Christensen did the best he could with the character. And like, I know they could have had more chemistry, but I felt like they were just so, I guess, disabled because of the scripts. I don't know, like in their acting. I would have loved to have seen the same cast, but like slightly different. I think we kind of already talked about this because I feel
like
like it
writing?
would, yeah, it could have changed so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too, is that I know a lot of people like make fun of Hayden Christensen for that. I mean, we sort of just did. But
Yeah.
but he actually is really, really good, especially in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
He did a really good job in that movie. Like,
And
his
he gave,
dialogue is just terrible, but he, as an actor, as the embodiment of pre-suit Darth Vader,
Mhm.
is perfect.
Yeah. Well, and also like, I mean, obviously there are different modes and stuff. From an acting standpoint, there are different ideas and stuff, but a lot of times what they teach is you act off of what they give you from the script. Like you read what's in the script and then build from the script. Don't really, a lot of people teach don't try to, you know, come up with your own thing and then make it into the script or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Don't come up with your own character and then pull the script into it. You have to like build from what's in the script. So like considering that's the script you had to work with, I think he did probably the best he could, and I think he did an okay job, you know,
Yeah.
bringing that character to life at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they all did the best they could with
Yeah.
the script that they were given, you know, because they really did get a whole slew of people who are very, very talented
Mhm.
actors. You just gave them some of the stupidest lines. You know, it's just like, and you know, and I think I said this before you popped on, but I was saying, telling Bree that, you know, good actors don't survive bad directing.
Mhm.
You know, so it's like, you know, Lucas is not only writing it, he's directing it. So it's like, oh dear, oh sweetheart, why?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I am not a committee. I was thinking of other Star Wars lines, and that's the one that popped into my head. So
Oh my goodness.
here, hold on a second. I have another question that I
Oh.
up there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go search for this bobby pin that just like fell to the floor again. These
Okay.
are all the bobby pins that were, wait, can you see? These were all the bobby pins that were in my hair for the bun.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And they still didn't work. They still weren't enough.
All right, here's the question. Star Wars quote.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was. Something, what was the quote? Overgrown something something nerf herder. That was a Princess Leia line. I'm trying to remember exactly the quote.
Oh gosh, you have
Pompous
stuck up, scruffy looking nerf
herder. Yes. Hi, Autumn.
Hey, what we're asking Star Wars questions. We can go back around if you guys.
We're not calling you a nerf herder, I promise.
Oh, my favorite Star Wars quote.
Sure.
Oh gosh. Oh, it's 5:30 in the morning. Hold on. Did someone else go and I can think? Or did everybody else go?
I don't think I've gone. Helene, were you going with nerf herder?
That was the yes.
I have to think about mine too, because there is one moment that I think is absolutely hilarious, but I don't know if it's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, but it's in The Last Jedi when like the Falcon comes in and Ben is just like up to here with bullshit for the day, and he's just like blowing that piece of junk out of the sky. And he's just so unnecessarily loud, and I'm like, this is great. But I don't know if that's my favorite. I'm just thoroughly entertained by that line. I gotta think of my favorite though.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Walking Carpet's pretty good. Yeah, my way Walking Carpet. Anything by Princess Leia, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good, pretty good.
I'm trying to think of like what my favorite would be. I feel like mine would also be a what's it called? Like a Princess Leia quote.
Yeah.
Although I do love the little short for a stormtrooper, aren't you?
Yes. The
Like
sass.
we're sad. Like, girl, you've just been like tortured by a droid, and someone is here to rescue you, and your first response is, "Ugh, this guy."
Are you kidding me right now? Right? This is some rescue, that one too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Somebody has to save our skins.
Yeah.
God, I love her. She's great.
Oh, she's true queen in every way.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, what was another one? Oh, I was just thinking of it. Oh, there's one, I think it's in the second, the Clone Wars. When Obi-Wan, or Ben Kenobi is like, Anakin, you'll be the death of me, something like that. I remember when we first watched it with my family, we all died laughing. We were like, oh my gosh. That was pretty good.
I love that. Autumn, did you think of one?
Well, I Googled because I'm like, I can't think like right now. Like I can talk about like my favorite scenes and then like pretty much all of like, you know, the dialogue that's like in those scenes are probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But I always like, I love the intros.
Yeah.
Just because it's so unique and like, I love it. But I do like the scene where Luke and Darth Vader are like having like their final showdown. I really like all of that. Like I feel like that's really well done. But I can't think of like the quotes.
Like the actual dialogue, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I can think of the how it should have ended video. Have you
Yes.
already seen that? The how Star Wars. I have a daughter too. This is wonderful news.
Oh, those were classics. My
Those
goodness.
were great. I love. Did you see the one they made for Rise of Skywalker?
I might have.
It's actually so sweet, and I love it. Like it's like all the Force ghosts come, like all the Jedi are there, and like Luke, I forgot, Luke does something, and Anakin just goes, that's my boy, and I was amazing.
I can't remember which one it was, but I think it was for one of the prequels. Oh no, it must have been the third. The third one, the how it should have ended. And Anakin was like a Force ghost or whatever. Or no, it must not have been. It must have been later. Anyway, he was a Force ghost and he's like, or with the Force ghost, that's what it was. They're all around him. He's like, so all the dead Jedi are here? And then all the little children Jedi show up. Like, you killed us as children. And then Yoda, awkward this is.
I remember that. Yes. I think that was the Return of the Jedi one.
Yes. I was like, oh my god.
Autumn, if you've never seen the How It Should Have Ended series, please go look it up. It's so funny. It is so great.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have.
You will not be disappointed, trust me.
So funny. It's on YouTube. They're all free.
Yeah. But I like Dr. Sprinkles. Fear is the dark side. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good one. See, and that's the other thing too, is that when George Lucas knew how to write, he knew how to write.
Mm-hmm.
When he didn't know how to write, it was a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Yep.
So
this is true.
And yes, every time Lando says, "It's not my fault."
I have a bad feeling about this.
No,
it's a
classic. Oh gosh, I love Lando. Like as soon as he walks into the movie in the fifth one, I was like, "Sir, you are my favorite now."
Right?
He's just so like suave and smooth, and I love it. I also love like the relationship between him and Han, and how they're like friends, but they also kind of hate each other's guts.
Like the frenemies bromance thing happening between them. I was like, I love this.
I love that. That and the whole "be our guest" thing that Lando sets up with Darth Vader.
Yes.
I love Vader was just sitting there patiently for them to open the door. Just there waiting. He's just waiting. Like, I just think that that's so funny. Like, they just had him sitting there with, like, all this food in front of him. So then the question becomes, did they eat the food afterwards?
Right?
Like, or did it just all go to waste? Because that was, like, a full meal.
This is true. He was probably sampling it while he was waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the hors d'oeuvres, because you don't just bring out just, like, your basic hors d'oeuvres for when, you know, Darth Vader comes a-knocking. You gotta get out everything, you know?
How does Darth Vader eat? Like, I'm just thinking about that. Like, how does he eat through? Like, I mean, I know Ben can at least take off the mask.
Yeah.
And he's fine. Like, he's totally fine underneath. That was a shocker a bit in episode 7. I was like, wait, dude, you're fine. Why are you wearing a mask?
My dad was so mad at that part because he took off his mask. I was sitting next to my dad in the movie theater when we watched it. He took off his mask, and Dad was like, "That's Snape!" really loud in the movie theater. I was like,
yes.
Dad, please. I didn't say shut up. He's my father. I respect it. But I was like, Dad, please.
So wait, your dad just like blurted out that Snape?
Yeah. He's like, why is it Snape?
Oh my god.
He was so disappointed. He was like expecting like a Scarface or, you know, a Scarface guy or whatever. And he was like, what is this?
That was kind of what I was expecting too. Was like, because he's got the mask and the voice and he's like imposing.
Yeah.
And I was like, gosh, what does this dude look like underneath? Then he takes off his helmet and I was like, who are you? What? That is like, I was expecting like a Darth Maul type character, but who are you?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my little sister texted me after she saw that movie for the first time. And there's a twist at the end of the story, but she sent me a text and she was like, oh, her face is so disappointing. And then like 3 years later, she's like head over heels in love with Adam Driver. And she's just like, she now has a little Kylo Ren action figure and everything.
I love it.
She's so funny. But no, but that was, I think that was supposed to be part of the mystery though. Was that he took off his mask, but he wasn't someone you knew. Mm-hmm. And so now the question is, why the heck do you have a mask then?
Yeah.
Why do you wear the mask? I guess it's more like, why do you wear the mask, Mr. Wayne?
There we go.
Dr. Sprinkle said he eats through a tube. Maybe?
Because he does have the pressurized chamber, right, that he takes the mask off in. Right. Maybe he just, like, eats a quick little dinner real fast and then puts it back on.
I guess, because, like, because he can't take it off because it's, like, an oxygen thing, right?
Yeah, except in that room.
How the heck does he eat like a normal? Does he eat like a normal human? I think
it's like pureed.
he just drinks it through a straw or something.
Yeah. Lord Vader, your smoothie. Cacaoness as requested.
Extra dark side.
We do not put the bananas in this time.
Your dark chocolate smoothie.
Please don't force choke the person who made it. We actually need them.
What is this, kale? Sorry, Lord Vader.
You didn't eat your peas, sir.
I told you no chia seeds.
Is this organic?
Non-GMO, excuse me.
Non-GMO.
I'm sorry, I'm Darth Vader and I'm vegan now. Like,
oh my gosh, that'd be awesome, man. What a plot twist.
Well, have you all ever heard the original Darth Vader voice before James Earl Jones went in and like did the voiceover? Yes, he's like an angry Scottish man. It's great.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. And I saw that Bree's still here. Hello, Bree. You do what you need to do, my friend. But yeah, I had never thought about that before. But how does Darth Vader eat? I guess Palpatine eats because he's the Emperor dude. But like, They don't ever talk about literally the mechanic. Like, why does the suit keep him alive?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to overthink it.
I know, right? But now we're overthinking it.
I find your lack of faith disturbing, Maddie. Obviously.
Hey.
It just keeps him alive somehow. Some things we're not meant to question in the Star Wars universe.
Clearly. No, but it is funny, like the things that you don't even think about when you're a kid, and then you go back and watch the things, and it's like, how does that work? Like,
Yes.
what? Although I will say, and y'all will appreciate this, but there was this I think it was one of those crack videos, like you guys know what crack videos are, right?
Yeah.
They're great. But there was one where it was a clip of Boba Fett saying "As you wish," and then the voiceover for The Princess Bride came in, and it's Darth Vader, and it's like she was shocked to realize that when he said "As you wish," he was really saying "I love you." And I was like,
oh my god.
I need someone to write the fanfic of that. I'm sure it's already been written.
God, no. Don't say that, Helene. It already exists somewhere, and you don't want to find it.
I'm kidding.
Oh, my God. Oh, here's I guess a fun question for y'all. Have you ever seen the Star Wars Christmas special?
I have not.
Mm-mm.
But I need to now.
See, this is difficult because I would say watch it, but be prepared for the weirdest hour of your life. Be prepared for the drug trip of your life that is not actually drug related.
Okay.
It is so bizarre. I don't know what they were trying to achieve with this Christmas special. It's like from 78 or something like that. Like, so shortly after the first movie came out. It's not George Lucas.
Okay.
It's something else. Let me tell you.
Is it like a movie or is it like
I think it was a TV special.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a TV movie, and it was it is the weirdest thing you'll ever. Half of it is like Wookiee, and they don't have subtitles, so all it is you have no idea what they're saying.
Okay. Open for interpretation. I like that.
It was very weird.
All right, this is good to know. I saw like Mark Hamill was on the Muppets or something. I saw clips of that before.
Oh, I know,
but that was
Muppets.
Yeah, it was interesting. They had Star Wars, but I think he was playing Luke Skywalker.
Gotcha.
Then he was also playing Mark Hamill. I think that was like the joke, because that he's like, Mark Hamill. Oh, you look like Luke Skywalker. I don't know, something I vaguely remember something like that.
Diana remembers the Christmas, it is such a bizarre hour of your life. But the reason why I brought it up is because without the Christmas special, we would not have had Boba Fett. Boba Fett was introduced in the Christmas special, and people thought that he was really cool, so they put him in. And now he is like one of their most marketable characters.
That is interesting.
Fun fact of the day, brought to you by Boba Fett. So I think he's kind of the one who sort of kicked off the whole Mandalorian thing too, like just like that. Religion, I guess. Is it a religion? What is it? It's like just that group of people. He's sort of the one who kicked off the interest in that.
Which is so interesting because that's like such a huge part of the Star Wars lore and everything. You know, and obviously the Mandalorian series that just came out and all that. That's crazy that it almost wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, like he was the only part of the Christmas special that people were like, oh, that's kind of cool.
The saving grace of it.
He's not enough to save the whole thing, though, let me tell you. It's weird. It's weird. If you got cheap whiskey and some Mountain Dew, I would recommend why. Sorry, that was a country song.
I got that.
But seriously, if you've got something strong to drink while you watch it, it's very funny. If not, it's very painful. So that's why it's sort of.
Oh, okay. Well, I am definitely gonna go watch that now because now that I know it exists, I honestly hadn't heard of that before. I need to go see it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's on YouTube for free.
Oh,
Can't imagine
okay.
why.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, Dr. Sprinkle, it is weird. I didn't understand what was going on half the time. I was not having anything to drink when I watched it. I was like, I don't get this.
Oh, that's amazing. I am actually gonna have to hop out, you guys, unfortunately.
No, you're
I
fine.
have to go.
It is. We are at the 2-hour mark. So, Autumn, unless you want to keep going for a bit, it's up to you. So,
Up to me?
well, because I know that you got work at some point. So, I want to.
Yeah.
You've got time to do your stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I just wanted to pop in. I know, like, I only came sliding in like 15 minutes before, like, we were gonna end, but I'm fine with ending for sure. That's fine.
I just didn't want, because I know that you had just woke up and you've got work to do, so I don't want to keep y'all longer than I have to. So since we've been going for 2 hours already, so if y'all want to just do like a quick intro before we outro.
Hi guys, welcome. Just kidding. This was all the prequel, haha, to the actual fun stuff happening. Just kidding, you guys. You thought we were finished.
Psych. But no, yeah, y'all go ahead and do your outros if you so choose, and then we'll just go ahead and wrap up for the day.
All right. I'm Helene Foy. I am an author tuber here on the Tubes of You, and I post writing related content videos once a week, maybe twice. Again, we'll see. Right now, it's just once a week, and then I also host writing sprints on my channel. I also have an Instagram account that Maddie so kindly linked down below, as well as my channel. And on my Instagram account, I also post writing content, writing updates, aesthetics, writing prompts, things like that. And yeah, that's me.
Yay! Autumn, would you like to go, my friend?
Sure. So I'm Autumn Ashleigh, another author tuber here in our community. I post writing related vlogs about my writing journey, as well as host writing sprints on my channel. I know I came in like at the last little bit of this, but I just woke up. So
Is okay. Sleep is more important.
But yeah, so that's me. Hi. Bye.
Bye. And for those of you who may not know me, I am Madeline Monahan. I am a writer, actor, and cat mama, and I am going to be getting back into a better schedule of uploading videos now that the semester is pretty much over. So keep an eye out for that, and be sure to follow and like and subscribe to anything and everything that these ladies do, as well as the wonderful Bree. Go subscribe to her as well because she is awesome. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. May the 4th be with you, and have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It'll take a miracle.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.